Hey guys, came for 15, back at another video for you guys. Back on what will probably be the last Bears video regarding the 2025-2026 season. I already did my game recap last night. As the Bears lost to the Rams, I'm still, dang man, I still wish maybe I got on one more stop. Maybe on that third down, if they just didn't go cover zero there. Maybe they stopped Puka right there. But look, it is what it is. This video is just kind of doing an overview about how the season went. Maybe talk a little bit about the game last night. I know my Uncle Darrell wasn't here, so we could get his thoughts about how the game
Thank you.
unfolded, and things like that. But look, my stance is, you know, again, credit to the Rams. They won the game. But I really do think the Bears in this game, when you look at the stats, the Bears basically statistically beat the Rams in every single category. And
Yeah.
realistically, the Bears only beat themselves. The first drive alone,
Yes.
like Roma Dunze dropping a pass, that cost us.
Dropping a touchdown.
Yeah, I was dropping a touchdown, dropping a
G
pass.
dropped a touchdown. Now, granted, uh, you can sit up here and say, well, the pass was behind him. The pass had to be behind him because if
He
it
was
was
gonna
in
get
front of him, it
tossed.
would have been a pick. It would have been a pick because he threw it in between two Rams defenders.
Hmm.
But the one on the backside was slow. So it got thrown behind him. But either way it go, it still hit his hands. And a Doomsday should have came down.
Yeah, and that
Be
led
that
to.
as it may, well, I'll say be that as it may, the Bears did take the lead 10-7.
Mhm.
What they started doing is, again, similar to what they did last week against Green Bay. They started blitzing with their corners and their safeties because the front four just couldn't get to Stafford. The issue that I was having, and I know I'm going to try to be as quick as I possibly can, the issue that I was having with what the Bears were doing is that how are you going to blitz your corners and safeties and you leave the other secondary members 10 yards off the line of scrimmage? Puka Nakua saw that on various occasions, and all he did was wait for Kyler Gordon to blitz, and all he did was turn around and say, hey, give me the ball, then run for a first down. You know. So anyway, the lack of not going for field goals
Yeah,
hurt them.
yeah.
I mean, 4th and 3. I mean, in that situation, 4th and 3, why are you gonna go for it? I mean, just kick the damn field goal and move out. And then there was another situation,
The first
you
drive.
know, yeah. I'm just like, a lot of the Bears' woes for me, and I don't know, I'm sorry, I didn't watch the recap yet, but a lot of for me fall at the feet of Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just simple stuff that he's been doing all season long. Now we have been putting him on a pedestal for it, but we've also as fans has been highly critical of him as well too. You know, certain play calls in certain situations, you know, he makes some questionable calls. When they work, great.
Yeah.
Hey, let's put him on the pedestal. But when they don't work, like the going for field goals. I mean, and for me, that's just that's a learning curve that I think he's going to learn.
Yeah.
That he has to take the points when they're afforded to him. He has to take the points when they're afforded to him. And there were, I think, 3 situations in which he went for 4th down in the red zone when all he had to do was kick a field goal. That's 9 points off the board.
Yeah, like the second time he went for it, where we ended up getting the DJ Moore touchdown, I thought that,
Correct.
okay, that's a perfect time to go for it. You need to get at least
Yeah,
a
yeah. You were
touchdown.
already down 7.
Yeah.
He had no choice in that situation. I agree with you there. But that first drive,
Yeah.
the
That should
fourth
just
and three,
just take
the
your three.
pick,
Just take
the
your three.
interception, he
Take your
should have
three.
kicked the field goal.
Just take your three. Some
Yeah,
momentum.
take the 3. Take the 3. You take the 3, you got the touchdown, and then you got a field goal later on. I mean, we could have won the half potentially 13-7. And then it was the bonehead penalty by Dexter in the second
Yep.
quarter.
Yep.
But
Exactly said. I said it on the game recap. If Dexter, for whatever reason, just doesn't bump into Coleman Shelton, maybe that kick is longer, and maybe the kicker for the Rams misses the kick like McManus did last week. Inclement weather.
Well,
No.
did you say on your recap that you think that was intentional by Dexter?
I didn't say it was intentional. Well, I didn't know the intent. I didn't speak about anything in the intent. I just called out Dexter saying this is he's done this before. We saw him do this in a game. I
Yeah,
forgot what game it was, but he did this before where he had an unsportsmanlike
correct,
conduct penalty. It led to a team getting to field goal range when they never should have been in it, and it led them to
correct.
getting 3 extra points.
And see, that's where, and again, that's where the difference of being a player's coach and a disciplinarian. You kind of wonder which one Ben Johnson is. Because I got to admit, disciplinarian, I don't think Dexter would have done that period. I don't think he would have done that.
He
You got
probably
to
got
be
an
a little.
earful. He probably got an earful talking by the position coach,
Oh, I'm
Dennis.
pretty sure you're not going to embarrass
Don't
him in
have to.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to embarrass him in public. So you do get him. But if he's done this before, and then here it is, he's going to wait until the divisional round and do it again. And for me, when I saw it, it looked intentional to me. It looked intentional to me. He probably didn't mean to like hit him, but he definitely ran into him on purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, um, the final play, and I know you want to get to all the other stuff, and that's fine. But the final play, the pass, which was also a big deal in overtime. And again, I didn't watch a recap. I'm sorry. I
That's all
normally
right.
watch a
That's
recap,
fine.
but that play was for me was twofold. Caleb threw the ball late, and DJ Moore did not finish the route.
I want to
Why
say
he didn't why he didn't finish the route? Why he didn't finish the route? It looked like to me he was like, okay, I'm not gonna get the ball, so why keep going? But if he would have threw it to him earlier, I mean, once he broke the second level, I mean, dude, the game is ours. But I think Caleb wanted a touchdown. That's what it looked like to me. Otherwise, that's why he would wait for Moore to clear the safety, for Moore to clear Curl. But Curl was looking at him the entire time. I think once he cleared the second level, he should have threw the ball then. Because Odunze, who would have eventually taken Curl with him, and he had options all over the place. I think he wanted more from the beginning. He knew Moore was going to be there based on the defense the Rams were in. And I think Caleb had it in his mind that he wanted a touchdown.
one more. I don't know. So people went back to this play. Moore is basically running a dig route to the
Correct.
to the thing. Look, I think Caleb throw. I don't think that was a late throw. I thought Caleb threw with anticipation that he expected DJ Moore to be where he needed to be. And again, I saw it real time when I was watching. Even Chris Collins was like, "Why did DJ Moore just slow down? And why did he let up?" Now, as of today, DJ Moore did not talk to reporters yesterday night after the game was over. So it's like,
Yeah.
brother,
And you kind of wonder what, because I mean, he was getting looks. It's not like he should have thought he was ignored throughout the game. He already had a touchdown. The first play of the game went to him for what, 35 yards.
yep,
So it's not like DJ Moore should have thought that, okay, you know what? It's going to be one of them games where they don't look at me. He shouldn't have thought that.
yeah,
But I still say that if Caleb Moore had threw that once DJ Moore cleared the linebackers, I think we'll be talking about us going to Seattle.
yeah.
But he did. He
Yeah.
waited and he threw with anticipation, just like you said, for DJ Moore to be there. And DJ Moore just stopped running.
You just stopped running, and
He just stopped running.
it's
So
just
that's why I
like
say it's
it was just
twofold.
like with the 2 weeks ago with the Lions game on the fade
Correct.
route where Caleb got
Correct.
intercepted. DJ Moore
Correct.
just unexpectedly just gives up on the play, doesn't even try to
Correct.
push the run faster or maybe push the defender out the way. He's just like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool
And I
beans.
don't, and we don't know.
No,
Look, we
we
know
don't.
DJ was banged up, and again, Caleb. Not only last night he defended DJ, and so it was just miscommunication. I guess Caleb Williams had a press conference this morning before we got on the video. They asked him about it again, and of course, Caleb's not going to throw the only guy that can throw DJ Moore under the bus hypothetically and call him out is Ben Johnson and Antoine Randall if they talk to the media. That's the only guys that are able to come out and be like, hey, look, we talked to DJ. He was supposed to finish the route right there.
Well, you know they're not going to do it though.
Yeah, they're not going to
I
do it.
mean, for me as a coach, you don't want to do that to your players to the media, but you do want to discuss it with them behind closed doors,
Yeah.
as far as what happened, as to the reason why he cut that route off. For me, there's no reason you cut that route off. You always finish your
Keep
routes,
running to the
whether you get the ball
whistle.
or not.
Yep.
Because I got to admit, Williams was waiting on DJ.
He was waiting on him to get open.
He was
And
waiting
do
on
you, and
DJ.
do you blame him? Because guess what? He went in the overtime period against Green Bay. He went to him for the game winner. He's gonna go
Correct.
to his number one guy, and that's the guy you want in
Correct.
the moment to,
Correct.
hey, I'm gonna give you this ball. Yes, is it risky? But we need to be on the page. You need to get there. I'm gonna throw you the ball, make the play. We're in field goal range. We'll see what happens next.
Well, in basketball, we do the same thing. You want one defender to be able to play two of your guys, and that was Curl. Curl was playing Odunze and Moore. The only way Curl could have actually gotten the right read was to read Williams. And he read Williams. Williams made the throw with the intent of Moore finishing the route, and he wound up throwing it to Curl.
And look, Caleb Williams is a gunslinger. He's going to take chances. You saw him take chances this game.
Yes.
And look, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to live with the results that we have.
Correct. But that's a good thing.
Yep.
It's a good thing because let's be honest. Did we all think the Bears are gonna go to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season? No. It grew to what potentially we could make strides to one day being there.
Yep.
And we did that. The Bears did that. They did that. So all they have to do, take this loss, pile it in with the rest, and learn from it.
Yep.
Now, will they make wholesale changes at certain positions? Possibly. Could they simply say, DJ, thanks, but no thanks?
Possibly.
Or could they simply say, DJ?
He's a cap hit of $28 million, most on the team right now.
That's possible.
They could trade him and be like, all right, we need to free up 20. Because right now, because I was watching a Bears podcast with a former Bears scout who was during the Lovie Smith years. And he said, like, over the cap, they're like $4.8 million over the cap. There's like a long list of guys that are owed like 28 mil. And the players were saying in the exit in last game in the post game, Cole Kmet said it perfectly. Like, look, man, like some of these guys we know are not going to be here next year.
That's correct.
They're going to get better. So for us to say, oh yeah, like it's great. Yeah, we have a solid team, but who's to say that? And I said this even last night in the game recap. Like, look, the hope is now the job is taking this 1 year and not making it be a one-hit year, one-hit wonder type of year where then we're waiting 5 years down the road, like, oh, great, here we go again. The same old situation. We're going to have this one-hit year thing. Ben Johnson flops as a coach, and then guess what? We're in here, same story, same dance. 5 years later, oh, here's the 1 year in the decade that we're actually going to be good, and then we can't build on it. Now the real task for Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson, mostly Ryan Poles, is how are you going to manage the cap situation? What are you going to do with some of the players? Who are you going to bring back? I think guys like Kevin Byard, he's a guy that you got to have back in the locker room. Jaquan Brisker, I said it last night. He played amazing. That was probably the best game I've seen him play probably since his rookie season. I was absolutely like, this dude was blocking up or locking up Nuke Puka when he had that one-on-one coverage down the field. He was all over the field. I'm like, dude, where was this Jaquan Brisker all season long?
And I will say this, as far as that secondary is concerned, the only one I don't want to see back is Gardner Johnson. And man, he is horrible. If he
comes back as a safety, maybe you entice him.
Maybe if they bring him back as a safety, okay, but even still, he may get called man coverage. But aside from anything, all that, whether you keep him, whether you get rid of him, they have got to get an edge rusher. They gotta get someone that can.
They need to upgrade that entire D line.
They gotta get guys that can get to the quarterback. because these two playoff games, the only reason they won and kept these games close is because they were able to get the quarterback by blitzing with the safety, with the secondary.
Yep.
That's the only way. Sweat had his opportunities, yes, but Booker was non-existent against the Rams.
Yeah, non-existent against the Rams. Green Bay, he showed up.
Yeah,
Non-existent.
Green Bay, yes. But when Booker showed up, Sweat was non-existent. But aside from all of that, they got no rush up the middle. Jared couldn't get to him. Dexter couldn't get to him. Billings couldn't get to him. They needed help to get to the quarterback. And above all, they got to get an edge rusher.
Yeah.
They got to.
Yeah.
And I mean someone that just don't bull rush all the time.
Somebody that's a game wrecker. They just need a game wrecker.
Yes.
A guy that oh no, we need to double team this guy, which leaves something open. So even if you guess what,
this guy.
you do
we
blitz
need to,
and you're bringing 8,
yes.
lines overmatched.
You need to plan. You need the game plan for this guy. That's what the Bears need. And if it takes trading away DJ Moore, let's just say to the Raiders for a certain pass rusher they got that won't out.
You'll do it. You'll do it.
I would.
You got to make the adjustment.
I would.
Yeah,
because Luther Burden can do everything that DJ Moore can.
Yeah. You just hope he learns the playbook better so then Caleb's not
correct.
And he's signed for hey, you're running this.
And he's signed for the next four years. Adunze is signed for the next 3.
2 years now.
2, yeah, that's right. My bad, 2. And Loveland,
3 years. And I know people are bringing
and
this
we
up
still
too.
got Komet, I think, for the next 2.
Yeah, and he's only played 11, so honestly, I keep him around a bit more.
Well, I mean, but still, though, you still got experienced guys in the tight end room, decent guys in the wide receiver room. You probably could use one more, but above all else, they gotta get somebody that can get to the quarterback to help, so that they can get to the quarterback with the front 4.
Yeah. That we said it all. We said it all week. They've got to. They just can't go into this. Ryan Poles cannot, and even Ian Cunningham, because it looks like he may not even get a GM gig. Which I guess
the Titans are after him again.
Well, no, the Titans already have a GM. It was the Falcons.
That's right, the Falcons.
But it looks like they're saying Matt Ryan's more interested in getting some other guy.
Yeah.
So it looks like Ian Cunningham more than likely is going to be probably till further notice lifetime.
Well, I mean,
which I'm not mad about because I really
if he don't get it, I'm not mad about it either. But pass rusher, edge rusher, whatever the heck you want to call it, the Bears need a guy that can get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Without the assistance of blitzing.
Yeah.
And they need that more so than anything. If they can do that, the guys we have in the secondary should be able to hold coverage for 3 seconds.
Yeah. And I honestly thought the secondary did, for what they did against Puka and Devontae Adams last night. I said this on my game recap. I'm like, how can we lock these guys up like that? And we couldn't even we can't lock up the Packer wide receivers. I know the Packer receivers know us and our tendencies, but I'm like, dude, you're going up against all pro dudes who, yes, they made timely pass. The Devontae Adams in overtime period made that timely catch and pass. Great pass.
That was a nice catch. That was a nice catch too.
But it's
that
like it was like
that was a damn nice catch.
It was frustrating. Like we held these guys in check, and you look at the Green Bay game, and these dudes are going all over the place. And I'm like, But you know, I will say this: give credit to Dennis Allen. There was a lot of people hating on Dennis Allen the last few weeks of, oh, this defense can't get stops, yada yada. Dennis Allen came into this game, and they said, and the statistics was like, especially from all the Rams fans and things like that, were saying like, oh, Dennis Allen would give up like about 30 plus points a game going up against Sean McVay offense. This dude held him in check for 20 points.
Correct.
And this is with a defense that had the liabilities, no pass rush, no nothing.
And let's keep in mind, they got 20 because the Bears just had bad offensive
possessions.
Possessions. They did. Bad offensive possessions. That field goal in the second half the Rams got. Bears wouldn't have gotten that if it wasn't for, blunders on their part.
Yep.
So I mean, the defense was fine. Now, granted, yeah, I did say something about them playing 10 years. You can't play Puka Nacua 10 yards off the line of scrimmage when you're blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. The dude is too good, too smart. You got to make sure he has to worry about something other than his guy blitzing. You got to be able to stop his release off the line of scrimmage. And early on, the Bears just didn't do that.
Yeah, but I can't. It's not like he did really anything, to be honest. He just made that one.
No, no. As a whole, the Bears actually did really well in covering them,
Yeah.
and the Bears did really well in making Stafford uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He had a lot of bad throws.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought Caleb Williams outplayed Stafford.
I thought he did too. I thought he did too. And I mean, one can actually say DJ Moore outplayed Puka. DJ Moore outplayed, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, and
Because he was really into it. It's just that one play,
the one play
in
he
which
just
he stopped giving effort.
yeah, and
Stopped giving effort. And the line, that last play, they couldn't come anywhere near Williams.
yeah,
They
man.
moved Tooney to left guard and brought in this new cat. What was it? McFadden was his last name.
McFadden at
And
left guard, Tooney at left tackle.
he was blowing dudes off the football. And I'm like, where's this dude been all year?
Yeah. But you also
And I
saw how
don't
much of a
believe
hit in the run game it took.
that's true. Now that's true too. That's
And I,
true
and I,
too.
I was listening to again ESPN 1000, Jonathan Hood, and I was even listening to his YouTube thing with his cousin. He said, or his cousin made the mention, was like, when you go back and look at the game, the Bears always like 95% of the time in that game, they always ran the ball to the right, and the Rams
Right.
picked that up easily, and they knew,
Easily.
okay, they're running to the right. And
Correct.
they rarely ran to the left. And when they did, in some cases, it got blown up easy.
Yeah.
And I said it
So I
in our
mean,
game recap last week or last night. We in the games before where it was like these short yardage situations, these third and shorts, or these fourth and shorts in the regular season, we'd always be like, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And Ben Johnson elected to do a pass play. And we're like, why is he passing? And it's like now this game is the game, like, okay, you guys want what you wanted. We're gonna run the ball up the middle onto these short yard situations. And honestly, after the second time, I'm like, all right, put the ball in Caleb's hands and let him do his magic. Like the Rams are clearly scouting that and they're shutting it down. It's killing your
correct.
drives. He did on
Or
the
even
third
like, let's
time.
just say, give them one look of a run and then pass.
Yeah, or
You
play
know,
action. I was always like, bro, do play action. They're crashing down.
correct, correct. And
And,
I mean, but again, Ben Johnson's first year
yep.
is going to take. Granted, we had a successful year. Let's just take it and let's just start talking about what can we feel the Bears need to do to improve upon themselves to make it to that NFC Championship game.
I think number one, just one. You got
First, they got to get an edge rusher.
they got yeah.
They got an edge rusher, and Ben Johnson has got to. I'm not gonna say stop being so
Aggressive.
risky with the play calls, aggressive with the play calls. I say let the situation judge if you should or not. 4th and 3 for me, that's a field goal.
Yeah,
Fourth
just
and
take it.
one,
First down.
fourth and 1, 4th and inches. Yeah, you might be able to weigh the scale depending on the situation and the field position if you should be able to make that call or not to go for it on 4th down. But I'm sorry, 4th and 3. 4th and 3, I say kick that field goal.
And I think Ben Johnson kind of, in some cases, his game kind of got in his own head with those 4th down attempts because in
Yeah,
the week leading up to this game, he did say like, "Hey, this is a team where it's like, hey, we gotta score touchdowns." And maybe his thing was like, we gotta get touchdowns because we can't afford to get
yeah.
field goals. But at the end
Because
of the day,
eventually they're going to start putting points up.
Yep.
Granted, but Dennis Allen was like, dude, no, go for these field goals. I can hold these dudes down.
Yep.
Go for the field goal.
And who knows if we go for the on the one drive, where we got down in the field in on the late in the fourth quarter, we got into the red zone, and that ended up being a fourth down at the goal line that failed. If we just kick the field goal and then Caleb makes that insane throw he made, you win the game.
And on top of that, a lot of people say Komet pushed off. He for
A
me,
really
he didn't
solid
put
push.
for me, he didn't push off. The cornerback flopped,
Yeah.
if anything, and that's why it wasn't called. But that was a great throw. That was again a great throw by Caleb. He aimed right for the pylon, and
Dude,
Komet caught it.
my real-time reaction, I was like, "Oh shit, this is over." And then he just threw it up. I'm like,
And I was just quiet.
yeah, I was
And keep
quiet.
in
I was just like, "Did that just happen?"
mind, and keep in mind, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning for me, so I can't do too much screen over. Otherwise, I'm gonna wake up neighbors and my family. You know, but I'm just like, and I'm looking around the room like there are other people with me. Like, did you see that?
Dude, that's a top three Chicago sports play of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have never seen nothing like that before.
I gotta admit, I mean, we have seen a lot of great football plays over the years, but that one, that for me, that one was up there with that 4th and 31, Alabama versus Auburn. That one was up there with that one. That was such a, and it was similar too. Threw from the same area around the 30-35 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was amazing. And he threw it off balance.
Yeah.
I'm
Over the
sorry.
DB,
Yeah,
corner of the end zone.
and I mean, so in looking at the prospect of this team moving forward, it's great. I just think that there are certain things we need to fine tune with the salary cap. Now, granted, it may mean sacrificing something on the offense to add some money to the defense,
Yep.
but they gotta get an edge rusher, man. I'm sorry, they really got to get an edge rusher, and they got to get one bad because
I just think as
Booker
a
and
whole, I just think as a whole, they just need to improve the entire defense line, the interior defensive line. You definitely need another edge rusher. I think
yep,
strictly if we can get good interior pressure, it's better. It's faster to the quarterback. It blows everything. It blows the entire play up. It not only blows the play
correct,
up to pass the ball, it blows plays up when you run the ball and your dude just beats a guy up the middle, and then you're right there to make a
correct,
stop on the run.
correct, correct. And I got to admit, the guys we got, I think Billings was hurt,
Yeah.
was limited because of his injury last year.
And that's the
I
thing.
mean,
He was too big last year. He seemed
but
like he didn't
last
have
year
a
he
lot
was in
of
the but
weight.
last year he was in the backfield. He was in the backfield a lot pre-injury.
Pre-injury. Yep.
Pre-injury, he was in the backfield a lot. So, but which also helped out Sweat. But see, when Billings went down, that interior rush was gone. So now, Sweat's getting all this action. And then we got a Dingbo, and he got hurt, but at the same time, he wasn't getting to the
He wasn't
quarterback
doing
either.
nothing.
He wasn't doing nothing. So we wound up paying him. The Bears probably wound up paying him all of this money, and
25 mil.
maybe they can probably do something with his cap hit.
Yeah,
DJ Moore's cap
I
hit.
would look to trade him or see if you can slash some of that salary.
Yeah.
Because I'm
I
sorry.
mean, for me, those are the two places I would start with. I love DJ Moore. He's been great for the city of Chicago. I said, but it's just been too many instances of him
Being
showing.
lackadaisical and it really this lackadaisical mindset or this mindset he's had, and yeah, that's kind of his personality, but just this mindset where it looks like he doesn't care, it really realistically has started since we got rid of Justin. And I don't know if he
Yes,
still has some harboring feelings about that deep down,
maybe,
but
because
like
he loved him. He loved Justin Fields. I mean, we did too.
Yeah.
I said, but at the same time, though, we know that in order to proceed and move forward as a football team, he was not going to be our quarterback.
Yeah. And you see where he's at now.
Yeah,
He almost out, he may be out of the league.
he got an opportunity with the Steelers. They didn't win. They didn't win in a fashion that was befitting a Super Bowl caliber team. Went to the Jets and nothing.
Career is over.
So I mean, DJ Moore, if you are holding any kind of ill will about that dude, you got to let that go. Look, man, the Bears put up 12 wins this year.
And it would suck for him to it would suck for him to be traded, especially for being on a team that this was his first time ever winning, being on a winning team, being in the
Correct.
playoffs. I
Correct.
bet you whenever DJ Moore talks, I bet you he's gonna want that back and say, "Yeah, I should have finished the route."
However, I will tell you though, if they do trade him, I'd say don't release him because he's just gonna
Oh no,
wind
they
up
gotta
going
trade
to
him. They gotta
something.
trade him.
Well, no, I get you because if they do release him, I mean they're still going to get hit depending on whether it's before or after June 1. Still going to be a cap hit, but they can go ahead and trade him. But I would trade him to the AFC.
Yeah, maybe the Bills want him.
I'd say trade him to the Raiders, man. Get Crosby.
Yeah, no, if it's to get a pass rusher, whether it's Miles Garrett or freaking
Oh, they
Crosby,
no, I'd say Crosby. I mean, from a cap hit standpoint, then and plus Crosby's already said he wants out.
oh yeah,
Garrett on the other hand, no, ain't no way in hell. You got to come up with a little bit more
man. Well, if
than
the Browns were willing to see, like, oh yeah, we'll do a deal, we'll trade you Garrett, you do that deal.
okay. That's
I,
true. Depends on what they
I don't
want in
care.
return.
I don't care,
Don't
bro.
be asking. Don't be
This team
asking
had
about
Miles
our
Garrett,
quarterback.
Lamontez Sweat.
Don't be asking about our quarterback just for my. Don't be asking about our quarterback.
Oh no, well, no, they're not gonna give them Caleb.
Okay, now I was just making sure that you and me on the same
Oh no,
page.
no, no, no. This is to help
Okay,
the D line. You get
okay,
Miles Garrett. You're basically telling the team like, no, no, no. We're having a devastating pass rusher. And look, I said this time
yeah.
and time again. All the other NFC North rivals have a game-changing, game-breaker edge rusher. Packers, Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson with the Lions, Grenard with the freaking Vikings, and I guess you can say what's the other guy from they got over there, the Alabama dude?
Oh, you talking about? Oh God, he's running the tip of my
Dallas
tongue.
Turner,
I know you're
Turner,
talking
Turner,
about
Turner.
Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to have edge rushers. I mean, you got to have impact edge. Every team has got them, but you have to have impact edge rushers. And I got to admit, I will clearly dump DJ Moore
Oh
or
yeah.
Dingbo
If it's to get
and
Crosby, 100%.
and and maybe somebody else and draft picks
Shit, you
for Miles
we're
Garrett.
talking
Because,
about trading some guys. You know, Jalen Johnson, he got a pretty
but
nasty cap
in
hit
the
too.
end, Cleveland gonna want picks. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it. Miles Garrett, look,
Miles Garrett.
I still say, may go out there get a pass rusher. Who's to say that, whatever the situation with Khalil Mack, maybe you bring him back. I know he's up there in age,
Uh-uh.
but on a cheap
No.
deal, maybe he comes back for one more year.
If it's a cheap deal, yeah. But I mean, when it's all said and done, I mean, Mac is a
I don't,
shell of what
I
he
would
is.
not. So if the Bears were to do that, bring back Khalil Mack, that would be cool. But I still think you need to go get another pass rusher.
No, I agree. I agree. But I think right now, if you can get you an established dude, and again, I honestly think trading DJ Moore for Crosby can work.
Yeah.
I think that can work. I really do. Because I don't know if DJ Moore and you may, I mean, like I said, you said it already. He may feel some ill will about what happened with Justin Fields. Now, granted, that shouldn't have affected him yesterday,
Yeah.
but something affected him to the point where he would not finish that route.
No, and this wasn't the last. It wasn't the first time we've seen him do this in the past at least 2 years.
Correct.
He's done this
Correct.
on multiple
Now he
occasions.
could feel ill will about Odunze being the quote unquote number one receiver. And this was a Doomsday. What? It was his first game back, or did he play
Second
against the
game back.
Packers?
He was
He
still
did
second
play
game
against the
back. He's still
Packers.
hurt, but
Yeah,
he has his own issues. He needs to go on the jugs machine. He needs to start catching some passes because I remember
yeah, I
on
agree.
one of the sideline passes Caleb threw him and he just dropped to his hands. Ben Johnson looking on the sidelines like, dude, can you catch the effing football?
Yeah, I agree.
That's right
So I mean,
now. Roma Dunze starting to become a problem, and if he can't freaking start catching these passes, his quarterback's getting him, his best friend's giving him. Well, then
correct.
guess what? He can make the case by year 4 he may be gone because right
Well,
now
we're
he's a
talking
top
about year
10
4,
pick.
but I'm talking about this summer. Somebody making a case for reducing salary may have to start
DJ
with
Moore,
DJ Moore.
and then you got to look at the
Now,
next
will
guy.
DJ be interested in deferring funds to stay on the team?
You got to see.
Uh-huh.
That's Paul's job to
Yeah,
convince him. Paul, I think Paul's
yeah,
got to convince a lot of guys to be like, "Hey, man, come into my office. We'll upfront your
yeah.
contract. We got to cut some salary so we can add to this team to keep this
We
team."
got it. Yeah, we got to cut some salary because right now they poured in the majority of the majority of their
Majority
cap
is
into the offense.
well, actually, majority. So majority of their offense is actually well, yes, on the offensive line, and the majority of it,
Correct.
surprisingly, is coming from the bad, terrible defensive line. Grady
Yeah,
Jarrett is being paid 19 mil.
yeah.
Sweat is being paid, I think, also 28 mil.
And if you look at the top defenses of the league, they all got defensive tackles that can get to the quarterback. That cat that's in New England, oh my goodness
Milton
gracious,
Williams.
that dude.
Yeah, he came from Philadelphia.
Yeah, because he wasn't playing. He wasn't getting a lot of time. He was getting
Well, no, he
time,
was getting
but a
time,
lot.
but I think the Eagles couldn't pay him.
Man, that dude. Whoo,
Yeah,
I
you
would
have
have
a if you have
loved.
an interior rusher from the nose guard, and he's blowing
Correct.
things up. It's
And
rushing
who
the
knows?
quarter.
Maybe that's what they could be thinking too, getting interior linemen.
Maybe you call, yeah,
And
maybe you call Tennessee and see, hey, is Jeffrey Simmons available?
yep, they've already tried to get him once. Already tried to get him once. And maybe that's what they could be thinking too. Hey, we need to get an interior lineman that can get to the quarterback to free up the pressure off of Sweat and Booker.
Because realistically, you can get to a quarterback faster interior than the
Correct.
outside.
Correct. Now, granted, the only thing that pisses me off about the Bears is that same thing. They don't do any stunts, a lot of stunts to get to the quarterback. Like I look at Houston with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. They move those guys around. They move them around a lot. So you'll never know where they are. So you can't keep an account for them. They're always going to put Sweat at the right end and Booker at the left end. So you know where they are. They won't move them around. And Sweat is big enough where you can actually move him around to the interior.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. All right, we're running out
they
of
don't
time.
do
We'll
it.
be back to talk about some final things about the Bears and wrap things up and talk about more about like stuff like that. I know. I also want to bring back like for example the linebackers. Which linebackers coming back? So we'll be back in a quick second, guys.
All right, let's go.
All right, so yeah, we're back. Look, I think we talked enough about what we know that the D line that we need out of the D line. The improvements of the D line needs to be done. I think you can make the case secondary wise. We've talked about it. Do they resign Deshaun Wright? I think they do if they get him at their price. If
Correct.
he wants to be, and he played really good. Unless if Al Harris is going to be here and he's pounding on the table, we got to have him back. Okay, maybe you make an exception. But if I'm around in polls, you get him back at your price where you're not overpaying for him. If
Correct.
he's asking for more money and a team is willing to give him that type of money, hey, you let him walk. You got Tyreek Stevenson right there.
And on top of that, you don't want to get into one of those situations where once he gets his money, he decides to start slacking off. Hey, I didn't got paid now and all this other kind of crap.
Yep.
You know. Well, I think that's a Deshaun Wright thing? No, I think he really struggled to get to the point to where he is.
Yeah.
Um, but are they talking about? Is he gonna want Jalen Johnson money?
No, he's not.
Lord, I hope not.
If he does,
I
then
hope not. If he does, then I say let him walk.
yeah,
You know, because even Jalen Johnson, and I think it also needs to be said, the Bears had a lot of injuries
yeah.
on the defense.
And we'll talk about it closing up about,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
is the Bears gonna have some regression and yada yada yada. Well, the secondary probably was the most when it came to injuries. Kyler Gordon was out the entire season. Jalen Johnson
basically.
was out the entire first half of the season. And somehow we got the divisional round. And mind you, Jalen Johnson, I think he went on I forgot what show he went on, but I think it was a nightcap, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. I think he said he had to
Hmm.
take injections to even be able to play games because what he was doing was insane.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it could also be said that they rushed Kyler Gordon back.
Yeah.
You know, T.J. Edwards, his injury, that's gonna have a long lasting effect. You know, I mean, even Tremaine Edmonds went down
Mm-hmm.
with an injury. It was at one point, man, we were a couple games we went with, all backups at the linebacking core.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Polger's got his work cut out for him. You know,
And if you
does
keep
he bring
J, yeah, look, if Nashawn Wright comes back, he comes back. I just hope they don't overpay for him. Get him at the price that's yours, that you feel like okay, it's manageable for this team. Tyree
correct?
Stevenson's still there. This was his third year, right? Or his second year?
I think this was his second. He's going into his third.
Okay, and then Jalen Johnson. Look, we were talking about DJ Moore potentially be traded. Jalen Johnson, you can make the argument because he has a big cap hit too. Maybe
Yeah,
he's a guy where if you don't want to shed salary, maybe you look at him as a possible trade candidate. Because remember, the
Miles
Bears did
Garrett.
draft did draft that Zaw Frazier, albeit we got to see how he looks like when he comes back. It looks like he made. I think a few weeks ago he made a post talking about. I guess he fixed the personal issues that he was going through, and hopefully he
Mm-hmm.
comes back inspired to prove something to the Bears of why
Mm-hmm.
he was drafted. But Jalen Johnson, I thought the Bears did admirably when he was out of there, and it really looked like when you had Morley, it looked like the defensive issues Morley happened when you had no Kyler Gordon. But again, we'll see what happens there with Jalen Johnson. He may be a guy
Yeah,
that you just be like, you know what, we don't want to do it, but we got to do it. We got to free up cap space. We got to let him go. But
that's true.
if hey, he's willing to be like, hey man, I want to take this restructure in my contract, and it frees you a good cap number. Hey, maybe you evaluate all options. You evaluate all options
I agree. I agree.
because
Because keep
I
in mind, the Bears have got quite a few guys with some large cap hits.
yeah,
Johnson, Moore,
Sweat,
Sweat. You know, I think Edmonds is a large cap hit.
Edmonds is a large cap hit.
Yep.
Grady Jarrett is a large cap hit.
Grady Jarrett's large cap hit. So I mean, I think they got to really weigh the scale as far as um, who they should proceed forward with and who they should probably just try to look to deal or even move.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned Miles Garrett. I mean, we got a couple of guys that I think Cleveland would be pretty enthralled with, I'll say, as far as Miles Garrett is concerned.
Yeah.
DJ Moore
Or
and Jalen
Crosby.
Johnson specifically with draft picks. I think those two with draft picks could probably pull the trigger on getting Miles Garrett,
Yeah. Yeah.
a part of
Or
the
Crosby. Or Crosby. Max Crosby.
or Crosby, either one. Someone across from Miles Sweat from Sweat that because right now Booker's okay,
Yeah.
and but Booker was better than Odengbo.
Yeah. Way better.
So, um,
And they
but
realized and they realized Dio was better inside interior. And I'm like, good Lord. You basically signed a crazy amount of money to a defensive tackle, was what you're trying to
a
tell me?
defensive tackle and you pop him in left end because all he did was bull rush.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, do you have anything? Swim move, spin move, anything?
And then the Bears are they're because they're confirmed drafting at number 25 in the draft. Unless you trade up to somehow to the top 10, which would mean you're giving up crazy capital to do that.
Well, they would have to have someone in that top 10 if they really want.
Yeah, they really want. Which for me, it has to be either one of these pass rushers coming to college, whether it's that Texas Tech dude, the Miami dudes. Does Texas A&M have a guy that's a great pass rusher?
Who?
Texas A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M's got two.
Yeah, if they're coming in this draft, you know, you gotta be, and you gotta know if you do that decision, trade up from 25 to top 10, you gotta know, no, this
Correct.
guy is he's gonna be a game wrecker for us.
Correct.
But personally, you ask me, I don't know. Maybe the Bears trade up a few slots, not into the top 10. Maybe if they go from 25 to 20. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Have we ever known the Bears to trade up?
Well, not Ryan Poles. He typically just stays there. And honestly, at that point, I just say you take the best available defensive lineman and you move.
And what Poles will do, he'll trade down. He'll trade that 25 pick for, let's just say, a second and a third rounder. I mean, historically, that's what he's done.
Yeah.
So to simply say that now all of a sudden Poles is going to take 25 and turn into a 10th overall pick,
I highly
that's
doubt
wishful
that.
thinking. That's
I
wishful
think I
thinking on my
think
part.
see, I think when it comes to that, I think he's going to stay put at 25 and take more than likely the best player available. And I pray to God they do not take an offensive player. The first pick needs to be defensive player.
Yeah. I mean, again, in looking at everything that we ended the year with, the offensive line is fine.
Yeah,
The wide receiving core, even without DJ Moore,
it's fine.
is okay.
You got the play caller, scheme dudes open.
Correct. But the biggest need for this football team, from where I'm sitting right now here today, January 19th,
Defensive line.
MLK Day, defensive line.
And I'll be insanely pissed if I don't see Ryan Poles make a defensive line draft pick with the first pick.
With the first pick, yeah.
I don't care if
Because,
it's
I mean, we,
defensive
we got to get a
tackle.
playmaker.
I don't care if it's edge rusher. It's got to be the best player at that position, available
We
at
got to
that
get,
position.
yeah,
You just got to do
we got to
something.
get a playmaker. Even if you have to trade DJ Moore, Jalen Johnson to move up, or trade DJ Moore and Jalen Johnson to get Max Crosby, then that way. And even if you do get Max Crosby in a trade, I still say take that first pick.
Yeah,
If you get Max Crosby, draft a
give him the
defensive
first
tackle.
pick.
Draft
Yeah,
a defensive tackle.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So secondary wise, again, we made a mention about Jaquan Brisker. He played a great game. I don't know if you bring him back. Maybe you give him a 1 year prove it deal. Be like, hey man, the way you played in that divisional game, I need you to play like that all 17 games of the season.
he's shown that he can detach. Now,
Yeah.
granted, the last year when we had last year before Ben Johnson, he had a good reason for detaching. The coaching staff was trash.
Yeah.
Eberflus was Eberflus, and I just don't think he wanted to play for him. But I think this year, with the way Ben Johnson has turned his team around, and the way the coaching staff has turned this team around, specifically in Brisker's case, Al Harris,
Yep.
then maybe, just maybe, and that's going to be a key for us too, keeping our coaches.
And then
That's
and as of this
that's
morning,
highly unlikely.
as of this morning, guess who
It's
already put in
highly unlikely.
guess who
Say
put in a
again.
guess who put in a report to be for offensive coordinator interview?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Our running back coach,
Eric Bieniemy,
Ben Bieniemy, with
Chiefs,
the Chiefs.
which means Nagy's gone.
Yeah, back with the Chiefs. Now, me personally,
I would
me
block that.
personally,
I would be petty.
me personally, if I'm Bieniemy, I'd be like, no, dog, y'all had y'all opportunity to do something with me, but y'all chose to go with Nagy. So I'd
And plus, why do
say
you want
no,
me?
no thanks.
Why want you me to come right back to you guys when you were
Correct,
letting me
correct.
wanted when you were okay
Now
with
all of
letting
a
me
sudden
leave the
now all
door?
of a sudden you want me to be an OC. When I wanted to be the OC, you didn't, and you went with Nagy.
Yeah,
Now all of a sudden you want me to be the OC. I think
I would hope. It would be funny if Eric Bieniemy does turn them down and just be like, yeah, no, but. maybe he still has aspirations of wanting to be a head coach. I don't know.
Of course, who does? I mean, he hasn't been a head coach before. I
But
mean, what was he? What was he in Kansas City before?
offensive coordinator.
Like, huh?
Offensive
He
coordinator.
was OC.
He was OC. Well, after Nagy left, I think he was like some. I think he was probably the same thing, running backs coach or something like that.
Yeah,
And
I thought he
then he
was
ended.
something. I didn't think he was OC. I thought he was like passing game coordinator
I think
or
it was something
something
else
like that.
before he became the OC after Nagy left to come to us. And then after he stayed there for a few years, and then he ended up becoming the OC in Washington. That flopped, and ended up becoming the OC at UCLA. That
Right.
flopped
That
after one
flopped.
year, and then he came to the Bears to be the running back coach.
And now they want him back as OC.
Yeah,
I
we'll
can see
see.
him coming back.
Maybe he comes back. Now
I can see him
The
coming
Bears have the
back.
full respect to decline and say no, you're not interviewing him.
Yeah, but what does that do? Tell
Just
you
show,
honestly,
yeah, just
I mean
let him.
that'll just piss the guy off.
Yeah, just let him interview. If he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't,
Yeah,
hey,
let him interview for it. I
he comes back.
mean, and if he comes back, he comes back, and if he doesn't, you know,
And I
run it.
think that one year, I think that one year
We
was
can get another
definitely,
experience. We can get another experienced running backs
yeah.
coach.
And I think him being in the room, especially for a guy like Kyle Monangai,
Hmm.
it's gonna help him because it's like, okay,
Yeah,
now he's laid the foundation for me to go on and
yeah,
do something.
correct. Now, what I do think is important is keeping Al Harris.
Yeah. I guess from all
I
reports, it
think,
sounds like Al Harris does want to stay, but we'll see. There's a lot
yeah,
of head coaching
I
openings
think,
still.
yeah,
Does
I
the
think
team
Al
want to come
Harris
pick him up?
um and Randall L is important.
I think
And
Randall
on
L, they're
top,
gonna have to offer him an OC job, but I don't think Randall L will leave at this moment because he's from Chicago, and I think he
I
wants
don't
to
see
leave.
us get. We didn't have an OC last year, did we? No, we didn't.
Declan Doyle is our OC.
Well, I mean, come on now. We both know Ben Johnson. That's
Oh
Ben
yeah,
Johnson.
yeah, yeah.
Come on now. I
I
mean,
don't think Antoine Randall L is gonna leave. I think maybe after maybe next season, or if not 2 years from now, maybe I could see him like maybe wanting to apply, maybe to do an OC job. We'll see. I just think he'll stick around for a few years because he's a Chicago guy. He probably don't want to leave, and I think he's fine with the role he's at right now. Um, Al Harris, we'll see. It's kind of just a wait and see approach. I would hope, maybe the Bears give him a little bit of a pay raise and be like, "Hey, man, we really want you here. Stay here. Maybe be assistant defensive coordinator or something. I don't know. Maybe some
yeah.
assistant position to Dennis Allen where it's a high enough title where he can't be
He,
poached. But
he high enough title where he gets to do the same thing.
yeah, unless like it's an actual DC job somebody's offering him, you know,
Correct.
then does he, that's the thing. If he feels like he can be a DC, you just got to let him do what he needs to do. And
Well, I
we'll
mean
see.
that's true, but you know how it is, and Detroit is a fine example,
Yeah.
and Philadelphia too. After they won the Super Bowl, when you
But
start
I think
losing,
that's more to do with their coordinators.
well, I
See, and
know,
that's
I'm
that's a
saying, but
good thing.
when you start losing coordinators and assistant coaches and things of that nature, it does put a strain on the team
Yep.
because you have to go another year, maybe two, to make sure you find the right people to put the train back on the track.
Yep.
And I think that's where the Bears are right now. That's where Detroit is right now too. So um, Al Harris, because first of all, you can't keep these guys forever.
Yeah.
You
We
won't
know
be
we're
able
not
to
going
keep
to
these
keep these
guys
guys
forever.
forever.
Yeah, you won't be able to keep these guys forever. So eventually, especially Al Harris, I think he's going to find a DC coordinator job somewhere.
Yeah. It looks like maybe he may stay for one more year and then test the
Maybe.
waters.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Correct. But I honestly think there's going to be some people that's going to be really interested in him
hmm
um, moving forward. Now, if he does happen to stay, they got to do something. Because, well, the issues with the Bears defense is obviously the defensive line.
yeah.
Once they handle those issues with the defensive line, it will trickle down to the linebackers in the secondary.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about the linebackers earlier. I mean, whew,
I bring back DeMarco Jackson.
yeah, I bring back Jackson. Um,
Edmonds,
they just said Edwards, depending on his injury.
Yeah, I think no, he had fibia. He may not be brought back. He might be a cut casualty
Yeah, that's my point. He might be a cut
because
casualty.
you don't know how he's gonna move. And he wasn't exactly moving fast out there.
No, and that's a tricky injury to try to predict how he's going to recover from at his position.
Hmm.
I mean, so
Edmonds, he did great things before the injury, and he came back, and then it's like he didn't know what he was doing out there.
yeah, and it could be long lasting effects of the injury. You know, Kyler Gordon wasn't 100% when he came back
No.
either. You know, and I don't think Jalen Johnson was 100% as well.
Oh, he 100% wasn't 100%.
Yeah. So, but Jackson, yeah, I'd bring Edmonds back.
All right.
Um,
If you're
even
gonna
at
bring him back, you have to cut that salary.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think the
He,
Bears have got a lot of trade bait
yeah.
um, on their team to be able to recover and get younger and get, you know, get younger and get more depth
Yeah.
at certain positions.
I
So
just bring back DeMarco because he knows the Dennis Allen scheme and he played really good.
he did. He did. So Sewell, I like
He's a
Sewell.
free agent. He's gonna be a free agent.
He's going to be a free agent. I would definitely bring him back.
I'll
I bring
probably
him
bring him
back,
back as a special
and I'm
teams
pretty
guy
sure
more
his
than
but see, that's just it. His cap hit won't be high.
yeah,
I don't think his cap hit will be high. So especially if Edwards is not coming back.
yeah.
If they can get rid of that salary, then I think whatever they bring Sewell back will be afforded. But you know, the salaries that I'm not crazy about obviously is more Jalen Johnson and on the defense, I should say.
Yeah.
And I go to the defense. Well, definitely Jalen Johnson, um,
Dio.
Edmonds, and Dio. Those three salaries specifically, I will be looking to either reduce or remove.
I'd say yeah, I think you can add in Grady Jarrett too.
Well, that's true. 19 million.
And he no production really. He was just
No.
the leadership guy there.
Yeah,
And that's respectable. He had great leadership for this team. But
that's true. He
when you're not
did.
making impact, I'm cutting some of that money.
So they've got for me, they've got a lot of holes on the defensive end
Yeah.
that I think from a salary standpoint, they should probably look to move on from. Now, I didn't go into over the cap. I guess I could have,
Yeah.
before this call to look and see what the Bears woes are moving forward before June 1.
Yeah.
But those four, specifically on the defensive end,
Those are the
it's
decision makers. Like, what are you gonna do with them?
yeah, yeah.
I
Especially since
100%.
we're
Go
I
ahead.
was about to say, especially since we're what 4 million over the cap.
Yeah, 4 million over the cap.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be able to make some decisions with somebody.
Yeah. I know for a
And
fact the number one guy that I want on this team back is Kevin Byard. And the
oh
question will
yeah,
be, how much does he want? Is he gonna
I
want
mean, me personally, I want Kevin Byard and I want Nashawn Wright. I would like both of those back. But if Jalen Johnson is healthy, I think if Jalen Johnson is 100% healthy, we can afford losing Nashawn Wright
yeah.
if we're able to make a deal and get Max Crosby with DJ Moore.
Or
So
just something.
um,
So you get a pass rush or
something,
something. That's
something. But I think we should move on from DJ Moore. Um, I'm just I'm not going to say exhausted, but it's starting to wear on me how he's not given 100%
after
in a
all
game
time.
such as in a game
In a
such
game
as
like that,
this.
where it's your season.
Yeah, in a game such as this, you don't finish the route the way you should have. For me, that's a problem moving forward.
Yeah. And that would definitely put a lot of importance on the other receivers. Be like, hey man, you guys need to step up and do your
Correct.
job. Like
Because I'm
Roman.
thinking that would have been Luther Burden,
I think he runs through it
Zacchaeus.
and he catches that. Actually, I don't
Yeah, I
know about
think.
Zacchaeus. I don't know about Zacchaeus though.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they would have sent Zacchaeus that deep.
Yeah. Zacchaeus
You
more
know,
like a short route, drag route type of
correct.
guy.
I think Zacchaeus would have once he actually hit the second level, he would have came across a little shorter.
Yeah,
But Caleb, he still would have been open.
yeah.
He still would have been open.
Burden runs that route all the way.
Yeah, Burden does that all the way. Now, granted, maybe his football IQ isn't as high,
Yeah,
but his motor
his
is.
motor is. He definitely needs to get into the playbook. If I were
Correct.
him in these exit interviews, here you go, son. Here's the playbook. Learn it.
Yeah,
Because we can't have our quarterback telling you where to line up on in a formation.
yeah,
Because there was multiple times Caleb Williams, even last night, had to tell him, "You're over here, dude. Come on."
yeah. Come on.
That was
I
one of the
mean, you
reasons why
got
it led to the interception last week against the Packers. He didn't know where he was supposed to be running when he's supposed to be running the deep
yeah.
post.
And when have we seen a game in which Caleb threw 3 interceptions?
If there's one thing about the playoffs, especially if we do get back, they're definitely going to tell Caleb, "Hey, man, enough of the interceptions, bro.
Enough,
You
enough,
can't."
enough with the gunslinger mentality.
I want to say enough of the
Okay,
gunslinger mentality. Protect the
make
ball
the
like you did
play,
in the regular season.
make the play, make the right play, check it down, and in that way we can move forward.
Yeah, because you
But
saw in the
even
Bills
Caleb has
game,
to learn.
too many mistakes. You saw in the
Yep.
Texans game, too many mistakes from your
Oh
quarterback.
my goodness. Well, the I will
Actually,
say this about the Texans, because the Texans was my pick to go to the Super Bowl, but it
uh,
was really difficult for them to go to win that game yesterday.
when you
They
have CJ
missed. They
Stroud,
were missing 4 starters.
they were missing four starters, yes, but
They were missing 4 starters.
CJ Stroud was just ass last night.
Yeah, he was. I mean, no Nico, and then he.
Nah, the interception he threw it.
Oh, that interception was. But again, no Nico. He had no Nico. He had no Schultz. He had his left tackle was gone.
Well,
I mean, and
to
then
counteract that part, to counteract the
he
part.
lost marks too. The offense lost 4 starters in that game.
I agree, but to counteract that point against the Steelers, he didn't play good either. He was still turning the ball over.
Oh, of course, that's true. That's true. You're right.
So Houston looks like they got some problems over there.
Offensively,
Funny how when CJ Stroud last year, he was basically trying to tell Caleb, "Hey man, just do the right thing."
yeah.
Whole year
But see,
later,
you can't. You can't. A football team can't survive 5 turnovers. I don't give a damn how good your defense is. You think the '85 Bears would have been able to win a game if the offense turned the ball over 5 times?
nope.
No. I don't care how good your defense is. If your offense is
We saw
turning the ball over,
we saw it last night with the Bears. The Bears had countless opportunities. They forced the turnovers. And realistically, this is the entire playoffs, right? We forced the
mm-hmm.
chance for these turnovers. We never got the turnover.
Nope.
Last
And we
week we
turned
were
the ball,
luckily.
and we
Last week
turned
we
the
were able to
ball
get
over.
back. Last week we were
I
able
was
to
gonna
get
say
back
we
the
turned the
Packers.
ball over a lot, but then again, the Bears would have had more turnovers because one, I mean, they kept dropping
They kept
passes
dropping
left and
interceptions. Kevin
right.
Byard dropped
Oh
two.
my God. My goodness gracious! And even one play, Zacchaeus, he had bobbled a
Yes.
pass,
Yes.
and luckily he recovered it just in time to get the first down. But I'm like, dude, that could have gone way south too.
Yeah,
Like,
the Theo Benedict play, bro. Oh my God.
oh Jesus.
Yeah. I thought that
So
was
anyway, but I know, but I'm saying, but just this, turnovers are a game killer. It doesn't
yeah.
matter how good your team is. And that's the reason why the Bears were able to skate by so well, is that they were able to turn the ball over
Yep.
and get good field position. Last night they didn't do that, but the defense played well enough to
Yeah.
still win the football game. It was
Yeah.
the offense that really, the
Didn't
offense
get it
and Ben
going.
Johnson.
And then Caleb did turn the ball over, and you can't have. And
Yep,
he had a lot of and I mean that's
three
gonna be the one thing.
turnovers.
That's gonna be the valuable thing about him for them to learn in the playoffs. Now, like, okay, if I get back to the playoffs, I can't turn the ball over and put my team in
Possession is
control.
everything. Possession is everything in the NFL. If you're not run the ball, stop the run, quarterback makes no mistakes. And to some extent, the Bears were able to do two of those things. Caleb made too many mistakes.
Mistakes.
Even you can even say that that last pass was a mistake.
Yeah.
We get what he was trying to do, what he was trying to accomplish, but I still say if he had threw that ball earlier, like once DJ cleared the second level, then yeah, I think we'd be talking about the NFC Championship game being Seattle versus the Bears.
Yeah.
But Caleb made too many mistakes. We wasn't able to run the ball. We did stop the run in certain situations, and we made the Rams one dimensional.
Yep.
But when it's all said and done, the Bears
They
meaning
just made
Caleb.
too many mistakes last night, and
They
I think I
yeah
said
they
this. I think I responded to a tweet again with another Bear fan. It just perfectly encapsulates. We were a young team, first chance in the
yep
playoffs in a long time. Yeah,
yep
we had some veterans there, but look,
yep
we made more mistakes than the team that's been there and done that. That team has been there for years. Sean McVay, Matthew
yes.
Stafford, they've been to the dance. They've won a Super Bowl. They know
And
what it
keep in
like to
mind,
go.
Matt Stafford was a playoff quarterback before he came to LA. So he was already experienced before he got to LA. It was when he joined Sean McVay in which he actually became
Yeah, took his game to the next level.
a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And look, at the end of the day, if I were to come out of this game, and that's why even in my game recap, I didn't feel discouraged. It's disappointing. I'm freaking
Yes, I agree.
depressed as hell, and I'm just like sitting back. Even still today, this morning, I get up and I'm like, damn, we had these
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. It's more woulda, couldas, and shouldas, and thinking about what we could have done in retrospect, like what we're doing right now. That's
Yep,
basically all we're doing. Talking about the things that the Bears, what we have liked to have seen as fans,
yep.
in retrospect.
Yeah, and the players
You know,
encapsulated perfectly because they're even still
correct.
saying it today in some of their exit interviews that they're doing with some of the media. They're saying like, look, we don't know, some of these guys we're not going to be here next year. Like
That's correct.
I just
And
saw
even
Jaquan
if
Brisker. Jaquan Brisker, I literally said it could have been my last time in a Bears uniform. I wanted to soak it in. Talking about sitting in his locker room after the playoff loss.
well, I mean, if you look at it, it's a lot of things. Like for example, John Harbaugh,
Yeah, Sean McDermott this morning.
Sean McDermott, Coach Tomlin. When you don't, when eventually franchises they move on from entities that keep them from getting or progressing in the playoffs. Like Ben Johnson is your first year, 12 wins, including the playoff
11 wins, I
win.
think. Oh
Well,
yeah, 12,
11
12, 12
wins,
wins. You're right. You're right. You're
12
right.
including the playoff
Yeah,
win against Green Bay.
yeah,
You know, you are, for the most part, your contract, you're good for your first contract.
yeah.
You are. But at some point, you're gonna be judged by wins and losses. Harbaugh was judged by, dude, yeah, you got your Super Bowl, but that was how many years ago?
Yeah.
Mike T, you knew the writing was on the wall, bro. That's why you quit. I'm not gonna say quit. He
He basically
retired.
he stepped down. Yeah.
He stepped down. I don't want to call Mike T a quitter. No, I'm not gonna sit up and say he stepped down. He stepped down because I'm pretty sure he saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Sean McDermott. I told my friend that I work with, big Buffalo fan, I told him 2 years Sean McDermott should have been
He should
let
have been
go.
fired. Yep. Now it's
I
too
told him
late.
that
Now there's no
then.
candidate.
And I was just,
There's now good
yeah.
candidates.
And I was like, with a quarterback like Josh Allen, he needs a QB whisperer he needs a QB whisperer as a head coach.
They probably go get Dabble, to be honest. Now.
Probably. It would make sense because Dabo was their OC.
Yeah.
You know, but this year, if this year says anything, this year is saying, listen, if we are not progressing as a football team, moving towards a Super Bowl, then yes, we will move on from you. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Brisker said what he said.
And that's a
Because
guy
it's the
again.
truth.
We made a mention. He played great in that one game, but that's just one game. What did he do
That was
the
just one
encapsulation
game.
of this? What did he throughout the season? we'd always see him get beat sometimes, and we were always questioning, like, dude, what are
Correct.
you doing?
We'll see him get beat. I mean, again, it's another one situation where you're not giving effort. You know.
So there's going to be wholesale changes. It's going to be interesting to see what the Bears do in the offseason.
Correct.
Look, there's going to be some
Correct.
guys that we think are going to be here, probably not going to be here next year.
Correct. Now, granted, if we're talking about Jaquan Brisker, we've already seen what this guy can do. I think Jaquan's issue is going to be what's in his chest and what's between his ears.
Yep. And look,
because he's got the physical tools.
Yeah.
He's got the physical tools. And then the coaching staff just have to put him in a place where he can do really good things.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. And look, Jaquan Brisker 2 weeks ago after the Lions game, he did talk. He didn't sound exactly. He wasn't on board with Dennis Allen's plan, and that's not going to go over well if you're making that known to the public. So it's like, well,
correct, because I can tell you right now, the at least the two entities that's going to be here next year for sure, it's going to be Allen and Johnson.
Yep.
Because I think Dennis Allen's head coaching, I don't think I think that's wrap. I don't think he's going to get another one. He's already shown what he can do as a top guy.
Yeah. But
those two entities they're there to stay.
Yeah.
Unless Allen retires.
Yeah.
But so everybody else beneath them and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I said last night. After that game, I knew. Look, he's the guy.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
And for people that want to hate on him because he paints his nails, and he's the guy.
I don't care about that.
I don't care about that either. But
I don't care about that.
He's gonna have his haters. He's gonna have his detractors because in some instances they think
he comes
across as feminine.
Dennis Rodman wore a wedding dress to a book signing, and I think 2 games later that joker had 21 rebounds. We didn't care about that crap.
Yeah.
And most times we don't. You got people on the outside looking in that he looks at that stuff and be like, oh, he paints his nails. I mean, no, man, we don't care about that stuff. Just so as long as you perform on the field.
Yeah. And yeah, now that we know that he's the guy, and again, now you've already built an offense around him. It's time to build that defense around him and get him a dude that can give him possessions back.
Correct.
But
correct.
As we end off the video,
and we won't be able to get what was it, 23 interceptions?
Yeah.
Or 33 turnovers. We won't be able to get that every year.
There's going to be some regression there.
Correct. You got to be able to put that defense in the spot whereas they can get stops and put Caleb in a position whereas, he doesn't have to put up 30 just to win games.
And for people who say, oh, the Bears' regression is going to hit and things like that, look, when you have a quarterback that continues to find ways in the biggest opportunities to either take the lead or tie a game, you have one. And there is not going to be regression there because when you get in those moments, he's going to lock in and he's going to drive your team down the field. We saw this last year. Yeah, it didn't come through all the time last year, and it came through a lot. And sometimes, like the two fourth down plays were prayer balls, and luckily that went our way. But at the end of the day, he still put us in position again to tie or win a game. That's when I know you got a quarterback. That's where I know in that aspect there will be no regression.
Correct. And I can see at the after action meet when it's all said and done. I know our time is limited with Johnson and Williams getting together and talking about the things that they need to do as a team, as a unit, to be able to make sure that they progress this team where they need to go. So as a Bears fan, I am elated about the future. I can't wait for it. And I'm looking forward to OTAs.
Yep. And
actually the draft. I'll say that. I'm looking forward to the draft.
To be honest.
Yeah. Well, you got draft, you got the draft, then you got free agency.
Yeah. But closing out, again, I said it last night on my game recap. For this team, and the players said it, we didn't expect this. The least we expected going into the season, we're thinking we're going to be either 8-9 or 9-8.
9-8.
These dudes exceeded expectations.
Correct.
This job alone.
One game from the
NFC Championship game.
And we didn't get there because of a blunder on our end. That's a lot to be said for that. Bear down.
Yeah. And for this team to come this far, from what we saw, the chaos we saw last year, we were on here ranting all the time about how they need to fire Matt Eberflus, they need to do this, they need to do that. Chaos.
Yeah.
And in 1 year, this guy, Ben Johnson from the rival Lions, comes in, fixes everything, works with the same exact personnel that Matt Eberflus had to deal with for 1 season. And
Yep.
we were 1 game short, an overtime period short, 1 interception short of an NFC Championship berth.
Yep.
For that, this was one of the most
I'm
memorable
good.
years of the Bear fans I can
Yeah.
remember.
I gotta admit, I'm good. And we can only see the road ahead, and the road ahead for us, NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Now there's gonna be
I
more
mean,
expectations. I said it last night.
correct.
There's gonna be a target on your back. Those three other NFC North teams, we're coming for you.
Yep.
You know the Packers. Matt LaFleur's back. He's coming
Yep.
for you.
And honestly, I will say this though: I don't think they would have brought him back if it wasn't for all the drama that Ben Johnson brought forth. That's just my personal opinion. I think with all that drama, they're gonna be like, "We'll bring you back because now we know you motivated."
Yeah.
But other than that, if it was all friends and hugs and all the other kind of stuff, I honestly think they would have let him go.
But for this team to go this far, I'm going to enjoy this year for a long time.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hope next year they continue to build upon this because this is a foundation built. Now you
Correct.
got to get to the next area, and that's get back to the
Correct.
playoffs. Hopefully you win the
Correct.
division again, but as long as you get into playoffs, find a way to get back to the divisional round and overcome the wrongs you had this year.
Yep. I'll end everything by saying Ryan Poles, you on the clock.
Yeah, it's his turn. Now you got to make the moves. Get with your coaches, see what you need to improve on, see what the issues are. You go out there, go scout, make the moves you need to make.
Ryan Poles, you on the clock.
So, look, it's been a pleasure for this year. It's been a fun year, ups and downs. But I'm going to remember this year for a great, great time because I did not value that 2018 year. So,
Yeah, me too.
We're going to see what the Bears do. Whenever the Bears have any moves to be made or anything comes up, we'll best believe we'll be back. Obviously as long as work doesn't get in the way and things like that. But yeah, but anyways, catch you guys next video. We will talk to you guys later. And yeah, now I got to go watch Clippers basketball. Oh, God.
At least you got the Clippers. I got the Bulls.
Clippers suck.
The Bulls are even worse. Leave me. Leave
At
me.
least you got Cubs baseball. I got Angels baseball.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I do got the Cubs.
All right, guys. Catch you guys
All right.
later.
All right. Later.